Hello. It's so nice to see so many familiar faces popping in the room. I love it. I love getting to see you all every day. I especially love Isabel's hat. That's awesome. And we've got masked folks, we've got unmasked folks, we've got young folks, we've got old folks. I'm one of the old folks. It's great to see everybody. Hello, hello. And actually, Emma's Revolution, they're the young folks. So hello, everybody. It's really, really great to see you. Hello, Betsy in DC, and hello, Lucy in Milwaukee, and Jane in England, and Peter in Florida, and Kathleen in Albuquerque, and Steve in Baltimore. I notice more and more of you are taking your place name off your screen to increase my sort of brain calisthenics here. Kathy in Virginia, Carolyn in Idaho, Janet and Peter in Toronto, Terry over there in DC, Isabel in Florida, Anne in DC, Beth in Louisville, Kentucky, and Lisa. Hello, Beth and Lisa in Kentucky. Hello, Gary. Hello, Bonnie in Idaho. Hello, Susan and Shirley in the Gettysburg area. Nice to see you. Storm in Massachusetts. Moria, and I don't remember where you're from. Lynn in Connecticut. Pam, hello. Nice to see you. Karen in Arizona. Dennis in British Columbia. Dan in Virginia. Paula and Zora, great to see you guys. So glad you're back here again. Hello, Zora, nice to see you. There's a very small person in the room. She qualifies as a young person. Nancy, nice to see you over there in Oregon. And Dick and Kathy in Victoria, BC. Rick, nice to see you today. And a bunch of folks, no video. Adele and Anne, Catherine, Barb, Beryl, Judy, and others popping in the room. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hello also to everybody on Facebook Live. We're very glad that you're here with us today too. If you could please, if you're new to us, put your state or your country in the chat box. We are really enjoying seeing where everybody's coming from as we continue to grow this amazing, incredible, hardworking, great singing global community. I can only imagine what we'd sound like if we could all not be muted. So for anybody who's new, we do this at noon every day. Please join us any day. It's Eastern time. We're always here and happy to have you joining us from wherever you are. A couple quick notes about the chat box. The lyrics will be in the chat. There's also a donate link if you can help us keep this program going as we start to conceive of the fact that it might end up going for a full year, which we never could have envisioned when we started it. Any money that comes in goes straight to the performing artists. So we are happy if you can donate. The link in the chat box. Oops, we've got somebody off mute. If you can do that, Meeks. The link in the chat box is to the donate button, and then you just use the drop down menu for daily Antidote, and that ensures the funds go to this program. My email is also in the chat box. Questions, comments, if you want to be on our daily list, we send out the artists and the lyrics in advance. And I want to shout out Nicolo Rossi DeMattis, who is in the house today, taking a break from school and running the tech platform on Facebook and on Zoom. And a shout out to Colin, who's generally here and who today is taking a much needed, we even think maybe week, to do all the gazillions of other things that are going on at Revels, including moving our building and everything else. So thank you, Colin, always for being part of this. And also I want to shout out Busy Graham, Carpe Diem Arts, and Greg Lewis, Washington Revels, in the room or not. They are both huge supporters of the program. And also Betsy Fulford, who's our music director. Hello, Betsy. So we've got a whole crowd of amazing people here. All right. Now, before I really exhaust you all, I've exhausted myself. I just want to say thank you again to you guys for being here and welcome to Pat and Sandy of Emma's Revolution. We are so excited to be singing with you guys again today. Thank you so much.
How sweet to be with you all. Thank you so much.
And it's a good morning from us because we're here in California, so it may be noon for you, but it is 9 a.m., people, and we are ready to sing with you. We're thrilled to be back, and we're so appreciative of this amazing community and this project of folks being able to sing together every day. It's a beautiful thing. We wanted to bring this song this morning for a couple reasons.
Yeah, we wrote this song originally because we were going to play at a beautiful little stick-built chapel in Leesburg, Virginia, and it's a little Unitarian Universalist church, and they said, oh well, and by the way, if you could just pick a song out of the hymn and sing something there. And we looked through and we didn't really find exactly what we were looking for, and so we decided to write one instead. And we learned that this little chapel had been built by people who had been formerly enslaved. And we thought that because of that, it was a particularly sacred space. and we wanted to sing something that spoke to that. And as we, so in the language of the song, it kind of undoes the good, bad, white, black sort of dynamic, and upends a little bit the ways that white supremacy is kind of embedded in our language. And in reviewing the song, we also thought about it since we're at the fall equinox. It's a song about light and dark, and the balance and the beauty of both of those things. So we thought it would be especially appropriate for this time of year.
So the way this song works is there's both a chorus for you to sing along with, and there are also responses that you can sing. So let's sing the chorus once together so you get that, and folks have it in your chat there. And maybe out on Facebook people do too. So let's do and it starts with "Let us sing for today." That is the beginning of the chorus.
Let me just...
Yeah.
Just so you can get the chords in your ears. So the chorus is, let us sing for today. Let us learn better ways, showing love. We begin giving hope. We begin, we create. We begin better days.
So it starts with that "Let us sing" part, and we ended up singing for you the chorus with the responses from verse 3 because we just wanted to start way at the beginning so that we can really wrap all the way forward. The way the song works is in the first verse, when Pat sings a line, we'll all sing back the words "in the light." And in that chorus, we'll also sing "in the light" in the chorus.
Each time except for the last line.
Except for the last line of the verse. But I indicate, so you can watch my hand. In the second verse, when Pat sings a line, we'll all sing the words "in the dark." And in the third verse, when Pat sings a line, we'll sing "we begin."
And then you can all join in on all of those choruses.
Yeah. Does that make some sense, folks? Looking at faces, there you are. Only a little bit of sense. Okay, it's a lot. That's fine.
You'll understand in context. It's very simple. Here we go. We have come in the light to this place, in the light with our hearts, in the light open wide. We are here in the light, giving hope, voice in the light to the truth, in the light we divide. Let us sing for today. Let us learn better ways, showing love in the light, giving hope in the light we create, in the light better days. We are born in the dark, we are fed. In the dark we connect. In the dark through the veil. We are held. In the dark we are healed. In the dark mysteries. In the dark we reveal. Let us sing for today. Let us learn better ways, showing love in the dark, giving hope. In the dark we create, in the dark better days. Time is now. We begin where we are. We begin, we have all. We begin that we need. renew. We begin to release. We begin to rebuild. We begin to believe. Let us sing for today. Let us learn better ways, showing love. We begin giving hope. We begin, we create. We begin better days. Let us sing for today. Let us learn better ways, showing love. We begin giving hope. We begin, we create. We begin better days, showing love. We begin giving hope. We begin, we create. We begin better days.
Yeah, nice singing, you all. It made
Wow.
much more sense once it happened, right?
It did actually. It was quite easy to pick up on once it happened. That was so tremendously beautiful. The lyrics, the harmonies, the melody, everything about that was beautiful. And it is interesting, of course, you know, the light and the dark changing here with the equinox and moving towards the shortest day of winter, of course. And the notion that our nation is in a place that is particularly dark at this particular time, and the notion that we're trying to begin again. And I sort of feel like in many ways, it's you wake up in the morning and you're not really sure which direction to put your attention because there's just so many wrong things that it's hard to think about. I know you guys do a lot of activism and you are involved in a lot of things. And I'd love to hear a little bit about how you're sort of managing to figure out where to put your energy and your attention besides on the songwriting.
A lot of our energy right now has been going toward the vote, of course, and we've been involved in a number of things, and we have yet a number coming up to encourage people to make sure that they're registered. You know what happens in some precincts is if you haven't voted a couple of times or even once in some places, they will take your name off the rolls. So you have to check and double check to make sure, even though you know that you've registered before, check and double check and make sure that you're actually on your voter roll. So when your vote goes in, whichever way it goes in, either in person or if you get your absentee ballot and walk it into a ballot box, you know for sure that you know your vote will actually count.
I mean, I think one of the things for us, so as activists, we always have our eye on what's going on that you're seeing on the news and on what's going on that you're not seeing on the news. So the stuff that we see on the news is just like one bad piece of information after the next, one worse step towards insanity that we're living in now. And if you tap into what's happening in the activist community, that's where the hope is, because those groups are always making some kind of small or big victory that does not get covered by mainstream news. But we wouldn't know that if we didn't know how to tap in, right? So if you get, you know, whatever is your issue that you care most about, or whether you care about all of them, and of course right now there are so many, I think one thing that's worth saying is that you need to take care of yourself through this time, because we need you to be strong. It's like when you get on an airplane and they say, put your oxygen mask on first. We need everybody to be involved, whether you're caring about environmental issues, racial justice, women's rights, everything that's happening right now. Make sure to take care of yourself throughout, and really check out some of the grassroots organizations, because those folks will know and be able to show you how to make a difference, how to take some action. And that is always the best way I've found to not get overwhelmed with the intensity of right now. And certainly it's a really intense time, but this kind of thing of getting together and singing is perfect. And we do a lot of our activism through our songwriting. We've got a couple songs that we're finishing up the videos for. One called Our House is on Fire, which is about climate change, and one called Gonna Vote Your Asses Out, which I think you know what is about. So that is kind of half of our activism, is doing this work. And when we get that song out, and those videos out, it is to do the work of keeping you and ourselves engaged and hopeful and ready to continue to take action. If we have to get out on the streets to stop this nomination, we will.
We do have to get out of the streets, actually, and we, our legislators need a tidal wave of pressure right now to move them.
And
we have moved them before. We've moved them off marks that they said absolutely. We're steadfast and we're going to stay on this. And we have moved them before, and we will move them again. We need to especially pressure all our legislators. If you are able to be out in the streets, please be there. Be there for all the people who cannot. Be there. A number of our friends were out at Mitch McConnell's house and quoting our beloved RBG. And we have to make sure that they hear from all of us right now.
And also, there are other ways to make your voice heard now. You know about ResistBot. Maybe you know about sending emails, calling your representatives.
Thanks, guys. That's amazing. So I think when we are after this, I'll actually send you guys an email and see if you want to point us to any specific orgs or give us a few web addresses that we can put in the chat box. In the meantime, I think you're exactly right. We are here singing precisely to make ourselves stronger. And in fact, a little playful name has just come up from your metaphor there. So we're going to now call ourselves the Daily Oxygen Mask of Song, because that's exactly what we're trying to do in here, is take a deep breath and become stronger and find the ways to move forward. And I can't actually remember if I mentioned this already, specifically when you guys were in the room, but many years ago, Pete Seeger gave me a book called Blessed Unrest. And it is a book about the fact that the sort of basic theory of the book is that the biggest revolution in the world is actually happening right now, and it is nonprofits and all of these grassroots organizations. And in fact, that if you put all of it together, there is something going on around the entire planet that is stronger and more unified in so many ways than anything has ever been. And it's a lovely theory to remember, especially now, as you see so many action steps happening all over the place, but not a lot of them coming necessarily top down. They're all coming community up. And so there is a lot of reasons to hope and a lot of reasons to also act and to be busy. And so thank you so much for that.
Yeah, I want to just point out that in your chat, folks are putting information too about Indivisible and other groups like that, so folks can check out. Folks on Facebook, certainly come check out our website. We've got some options up on our music and more page.
Yeah, and somebody also asked about the place where we sang that song and where we wrote the song for was a little church in Leesburg. It's a Unitarian Universalist Church. If you go to uua.org, you can find them if you put in Leesburg, Virginia.
Thank you. I'm going to also shout out that there's someone I think is new in the room who's coming from Saskatchewan and who gave us his coordinates, saying that it's near Montana. He's above Montana, or below, above Montana, and I forget what else he said, South Dakota, North Dakota. But when I first saw it, I actually got super excited because those are states we haven't had yet in the room. We have not had a Montana, and we've not had a North Dakota or a South Dakota for that matter. But there's very few anymore that we haven't had. And in that notion of a global community or a not so partisan nation, I really love the idea that we are getting more people in this room who are coming in from states where, traditionally they are more on the red side and there are more complications, and they come in this room and they join us in this to show us that there really are people all over who are really taking part in change. And more people, it seems, by the minute, sort of throwing up their hands in disgust and saying, you know what, actually now you've even pushed me too far. And that's so right. There's a lot of hope.
Well, and in North Dakota and South Dakota, of course, is the Standing Rock Nation, and they span that border there. And one thing to know about Native nations with regard to voting is that they don't have the same kind of postal codes that folks outside of the reservations have. So it's another way that they're being disenfranchised. So read up on that online and push your legislators around that to make sure that Native nations are able to vote. And they're also the levels of COVID are much higher per capita on reservations right now too. So it's harder for them. So they need more voting places, more places where they can drop their ballots.
That's great. Thank you so much. Yeah, it is. I've noticed in the news that from state to state, the different things that are happening with people sort of in some way or another being closed out of the vote. It almost just seems like ridiculous or silly, or like how many more ridiculous things can they come up with to come up with ways that people would get closed out of the vote. And I know there are a lot of orgs. I saw something just today about things that are going on right now in Florida to try and pay fines for the ex-felons so that they can vote. And it really is, it's one state at a time, or one community at a time, which Pete used to love to say, one community at a time. But the whole effort, the whole national effort, really, we're hopeful that will make a difference.
Yes.
Absolutely. Do what you can from where you are. That's what's important.
And that's what it means to be out in the streets these days, because obviously we can't be in the streets. So
not
taking action, not everybody can. Taking action every way you can. While we're here, I want to thank Moria, who's putting information in the chat for you all about where our website and which CD that song is on. She's one of our tech team from our weekly Learn an Emma's Revolution song workshops that we do on Facebook. So you're invited to come join us online at whatever events we're doing, those weekly events, and then also concerts. We're doing some upcoming concerts to get out the vote.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll take all the links out of the chat box and put them into tomorrow's email, because I can see that there's a lot of great ideas in there. So thanks everybody in the community also for filling in some of the gaps there. So I would love it if you guys would give us either the chorus or last verse and chorus again or something, so we can put this song back in to our head.
Let's do the last verse through the end. So you get a last verse, you get a double chorus. And
sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah, great. I love it. I love seeing the comments. It's really a wonderful time a wonderful way for us to be together in this time. So yeah, get ready to sing, y'all. Here we go from that last
From Time Is Now
verse. Yep, yeah. Time is now.
Okay. Time is now. We begin where we are. We begin, we have all. We begin that we need to renew. We begin to release. We begin to rebuild. We begin to believe. Let us sing for today. Let us learn better ways, showing love. We begin giving hope. We begin, we create. We begin better days. Let us sing for today. Let us learn better ways, showing love. We begin giving hope. We begin, we create. We begin better days, showing love. We begin giving hope. We begin, we create. We begin better days.
Thank you again. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you so much.
Can we add to the applause for them a big hug all the way across from one state to another and one country to another? Thank you so much for being here today and for doing that. To everyone else, thank you so much for being here today. I hope you can join again tomorrow. And Lucy, I love the heart. Thank you. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody for now. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. And I really look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. And actually, goodbye to everybody on Facebook. Great to have you all here with us too.